comfortable seat. One of the translations, and there are many, of the word asana is seat. And in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, one of the great source texts of the yoga tradition, Patanjali says, stira sukha asanam. Stira sukha, stira is steady and sukha is sweet. You know, sukha, it's the same root word as sukanut, as sugar, sucrose, so sweet. You know, so the real true sweetness, you know, not the artificial sweeteners that are found in shelves everywhere, right? But the true sweetness is found within us, and we can taste it. So stira sukha asanam, find a seat that is steady and sweet. And that can often be with the hips lifted up. So one of the reasons why we have bolsters or blankets is to allow ourselves to sit comfortably without straining. Wiggle around if you need to wiggle around. Change your position as you need to change your position. And asana does not have to necessarily mean sitting upright. It's a seat, it's a posture, it's a relationship. Close your eyes. Let your attention, your awareness, your focus, your thoughts come to your breath. And as you breathe, feel the warmth of each breath, feel the inner luminosity. And feel the breath in the space around your heart. As we play around with the energy of the kapha dosha, there are times when we may feel like our heart is leaden or heavy. And how do we use our breath, the energy of the air, of spaciousness, to lighten it? To feel a sense of our inner expansiveness. So with the shoulders descending, feel the breath in the space around the heart, in front, on the sides, and back. And one breathing practice that's used commonly in yoga that is a little bit warming and heating is the practice of ujjayi. And ujjayi, it's a little bit like, you know, you're doing the Darth Vader action. It's kind of like Darth Vader breath. You very slightly, this is not an intense thing, constrict the back of the throat, breathe in and out through the nose. And you can hear a little bit of a sound. And you don't want to strain or force. You're just playing around with what it means to bring a little bit more intentionality to the breath. Feeling even the vibratory quality of the breath in the back of the throat. Creates a little bit more internal warmth, internal heat. If it feels uncomfortable, if it feels like you're straining, ease off on it a little bit. You don't have to feel like you're closing the back of the throat. This isn't a clamp down, tighten up sort of thing. And as you breathe, see if you can feel more space around your heart. One of the antidotes for excess heaviness is increasing space. It's like we're taking the inner body and we're opening up all the dark closets. We're using our breath to shake away the cobwebs. We're cultivating, creating that internal feeling of opening a window long closed. And we can do this with this simple, profound, expansive tool of the breath. And the expansive nature of the breath provides great ways to clear out, to invite in, to allow us to have space for our inner luminosity, that inner fire. Another one of the antidotes for heaviness and stagnation. Let's do 2 more breaths like this. Not 2 more breaths in general, but just 2 more breaths like this. And then slowly open your eyes. If you're sitting in an asymmetric position, which means any cross-legged position, anything where there's one part of the body that's in front of or on top of the other, switch. We're going to continue to work with the breath, and we're going to do a few lion's breaths, lion's pose, just simply sitting, because the home or the seat of the kapha dosha is this upper part of the body, right? And so when we feel congested on any level, whether it's physically, emotionally, subtly, it can be helpful to move things through, to open it up. And so lion's breath is a great way to start to do that. And it's something that you feel slightly silly if you've never done it before, but I'm in the front of the room, so I'll be doing it too. So, So what we're going to do, and I'll explain it and I'll show you and then we'll do it together. We're going to kind of take a deep breath, scrunch up our face, just feel the muscles of the face. And then we're going to exhale, stick your tongue out as far as you can, create as much space as you possibly can, stretch out all the muscles of your face, open your eyes as wide as you can, and look up. So it's going to look like this. I'll show you. You can do it with me if you want, but I'll show you and then I'll talk you through it. And I can't talk while I'm doing it because there's so much action that happens with the breath that's focused on that and not really focused on talking. Okay, so. And you can lean forward a bit, you stick out your tongue as far as you possibly can, you open your eyes as wide as you possibly can, you look up, you can make whatever sound you would like to, you can roar like a lion if you want to. It's also a nice way to clear out what needs to be cleared out. It's a great thing to do if you have a little bit of a sore throat or if things are stuck or you feel congested, and it's sort of fun. So, we're going to do it 5 times all together. Ready? And sometimes after doing that, you may need to yawn, you may need to cough, you may need to kind of just make a few funny faces, shake your head out a little bit. Good. How does that feel? Good, right? Yeah, I think so. It's a good way to clear things out because this part of the body gets heavy and stuck. And this is the part of the body around the heart. The heart is such an important and precious part of our physical and subtle anatomy. And in many traditions and many traditional systems of thought and of way of being in relationship with the world, the heart is considered the seat of the soul, the seat of emotions, and for a long time that was considered to be the silliest thing that people could ever hear of. You know, the heart is a pump. It's a muscular pump, and it just does its pumping thing. But in even recent explorations of the body through modern medicine, it's found that the heart is far more than a simple pump. The heart really does fulfill that promise of being part of the seat of our emotion and our spirit. The area around the heart, the pericardium, has a huge density of receptors for neurotransmitters and the ability to produce neurotransmitters. Our heart is very intimately connected to our nervous system. So there is this electrical, chemical connection that is very intrinsically joined with our emotional state. So when we think about that, it gives us a lot more compassion, too, for the heart. And how do we take care of not just the pump, but this whole part of the body that houses this emotional state? Let's stand up. Deal with the sort of wiggling around. Have your strap. So stand up, strap in hand. And you can just take a moment and just, sway a little bit from side to side. We were just sitting for a little while. You were very patient, and paid such good attention. So strap in hand. We're going to start with a little hula action just to get things moving. Bend your knees and let's roll the hips in circles. And let's go in the other direction. Probably many of us have lives or have jobs or have situations where we spend a lot of time sitting, right? And that can create a lot of heaviness and stagnation in the body if we're not careful. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is movement through the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is one of the fluid systems of the body, very intimately connected with the kapha dosha. And the lymphatic system, part of its importance in the body is it's part of our body's trash collection system. Parallel with the circulatory system, with the blood vessels, with the arteries and the veins, the lymph vessels, what they do is they help to return materials, fluid, debris from the tissues back into the generalized circulatory system. Also, a lot of white blood cells travel through the lymphatic system. Did we switch directions? Okay, good. Now the thing is, our heart is the pump for the circulatory system, the main system. The lymphatic system does not have a designated pump. So it's muscular action that creates the pumping force. Bend your knees. Let's go side to side. Still hold the strap in your hand. We're not getting rid of the strap just yet. But one of the primary lymphatic vessels, the largest one, goes deep within the abdominal area. So that's why here, even with these hula actions, the side-to-side movement, and some of the work with twists we'll be doing, is going to focus on increasing the circulation, the movement in the abdominal area, which is one of the areas of the body that can get very stagnant if we spend a lot of time sitting. So this movement here, helps to increase the pumping action of this large vessel so that we start to return the materials from the body back to the heart. Come back to center. Still strap in your hand. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up, and exhale back and down. So let's just scoop and roll. Scoop and roll. So muscular movement throughout the body helps to stimulate circulation through the lymphatic system. And then we're going to go in the other direction. And one more circle. And release. Let your knees bend. Drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, chin over to the right. And up. And exhale, left. And down. Pause here. Inhale, left. And up. And right. And down. Pause with your chin down towards your chest. Engage your abdominal muscles. Inhale, float your face to center. Take your strap. Take the strap, hold. Make sure the strap is sort of nice and big. Hold the strap. in each hand, one end in each hand. And we're going to do with the knees soft. We're going to inhale, extend the arms up, and exhale, reach them behind you. Inhale, arms up, and exhale forward. So if the seat of the kapha dosha, the home, is in the upper chest, increasing our circulation here is important for releasing and removing stagnation in the body. This is also important because we have hundreds of lymph nodes underneath our arms, around the armpit area, the upper chest. So we're inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Find the rhythm of your own breath and keep moving. So lift up and back and down. So either going up and forward and down or up and back and down. Keep going. Now, if you find this easy, try bringing your hands a little closer together on the strap. If you find this challenging, bring your hands a little further apart. And just keep playing around with this movement. And as you move, really lift. Feel yourself lift. Area around the heart, underneath the shoulder blades, around the chest. How does this feel? Good. Very good. Having fun. And breathe. We're going to do a few more like this. So on your Facebook page, you were saying you feel too much kapha. So it's like, open it all up. Having fun so far. We're going to do two more like this. Two more like this. In both directions. And last one in each direction. And then come straight up. Now as you come straight up, make sure you're not wearing your shoulders as earrings and creating tension in the neck and shoulders. This is not helpful for our body's stress response or even having a positive relationship with any of the three doshas. So slide the shoulders away from your ears. It's amazing, isn't it? Like when we put our minds to it, how much our shoulders can actually move. Let your knees soften. Inhale in the central position. Exhale over to the right. Keep pressing down evenly through your feet. Inhale, float up. Exhale, a little bit over to the left. Keep going. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's do one more. And let's come back up again. And then take the strap, release, set it down, but somewhere where you can easily reach it because some of you may need the strap again. Before too long, we're going to do a couple things that are going to be optional, strap or no strap. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Extend the arms back. Really use your hands to draw the shoulders away from your ears. I'd like you to feel like somebody's pulling up from your armpits and lifting up, but keep your neck relaxed. Neck stays relaxed. Lifting up. Relax your neck. Jaw relaxed. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Now, keep the hands behind you. Peek down at your feet. Make sure your toes point forward. Toes point forward. And then lift your toes. Feel the four corners of your feet press down. So just like the four tires of the car, four corners of the feet press down, but the toes lift. So toes lift, four corners of the feet press down. Hands are still reaching back. Toes are still lifted. Sit down in an imaginary chair, Utkatasana. Engage the abdominal muscles. Keep the neck soft. Reach the hands back. Sit down more if that's available to you. If it is not available to you, it's all right, it doesn't matter. Remember, there are 100,000 variations of 100,000 poses. And then bring your toes down. And then slowly come into a forward fold, hands in the air, head drops. Let your head turn a little bit from side to side. Please bend your knees as you need to. And let your head come up and down, just like you're nodding yes. A little bit of a nodding yes action. And then release your hands to your low back. Let your hands come to the floor, to your shins. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, part way up. Exhale, back down. Toes point forward still. Bend the knees. The reason why I'm so fussy about that is wherever the toes go, the knees are going to follow. Inhale, Utkatasana again, chair pose. This time arms alongside the ears. Engage the abdominal muscles. What I'd like you to do is now take your hands to your rib cage. Hands to the rib cage. Hands to the rib cage. What can happen sometimes in this pose, or in lots of poses, is we stick the rib cage way out like this, right? And then we're collapsing our low back. What can also happen is we collapse like this, right? Then we're also collapsing. But the abdominal muscles attached to the rib cage. So can we feel beneath the rib cage the abdominal muscles lift? Does that make sense? So we're not in the extremes, either extreme of collapsing or thrusting out, but we're in the middle ground, right? The middle way, the middle path. Yoga and Ayurveda are both aspects of the middle path. Now, I know I keep you here a long time, right? Because what are we doing? We're building a little bit of that inner heat, inner luminosity, right? I know you're still here. I haven't forgotten. Inhale, come up. Press down through your feet. Now, even here, I'd like you to feel yourself press down through the feet. Healthy relationship, grounded on the earth, knees soft. We have a tendency sometimes to lock our knees back and sort of thrust our chest forward. So knees soft, thighs lift, abdominal muscles lift. So an importance in the back bend, any back bend, even if it's only a millimeter, is the lift and lengthening of the abdominal muscles, and then lift your heart. It's as though you're lifting the heart up, you're offering. It's a gift. And then look up, but only look up if you're not collapsing the head back. Inhale here, exhale, hinge and fold. Let your body drape over your legs like a waterfall, pouring over rocks. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Bend your knees. Utkatasana again this time. Palms of the hands together. Engage the abdominal muscles. Now a lot of people talk about tucking the tailbone under in this pose, but I think it's important to keep the pelvis neutral and engage the abdominal muscles. So relax the jaw. Relax the neck, engage the abdominal muscles. And engaging the abdominal muscles will help put the pelvis in the right place. Inhale up to standing. Reach up with the arms. Again, press down with the feet. Soften the knees. Palms of the hands. Press up as you interlace the fingers. Let's again explore this idea of the back bend where thighs are strong, knees slightly bent, lengthen the front of the body. So we're not dumping the low back. The low back is strong, is holding us up. Abdominal muscles engage. So create this length here, and then how's that? So that's what I'm talking about with these muscles here. Do you feel that? Shoulders away from the ears. See, and because you're very flexible, it's easy to do. It's easy to go back. So you want to make sure that you're going back by keeping the integrity in the abdominal muscles. How does that feel? Better? Now, it gets tricky when we're flexible and we can just, sort of dump ourselves back. But we want to feel the integrity of the abdominal muscles lifting and lengthening the body. Inhale here, exhale. Extend the arms out as far as you can to the sides. As far as you can to the sides. And bring them down. And as far as you can to the sides. Beautiful. We're going to do a variation of Garudasana, eagle pose. And so this is the one that if some of you need to use the strap for support, it can be helpful. And this is great for working this whole area around the shoulders, the seat, the home of kapha in the body. And the thing about the back of the body, the area around the shoulder blades, this part of the body, is this is the back of the heart, right? This is like the armor of the body. And how often do we feel that we're walling ourselves off? right? Or that we're trying to protect ourselves. Remembering that that protection comes from inside, not from, clamping down and like wearing a big suit of heavy armor. So that's what this pose is going to work with a little bit. So let's take the arms out to the sides. Knees soft, stretch out the fingers as far as you can away from each other, shoulders away from the ears. Then we're going to cross the right elbow on top of the left for Garudasana, eagle pose. And this is where, if you feel like you're straining, you can use the strap. So a couple of options here. So you've got right elbow on top of left. You can hug yourself, take your hands to your shoulders. You can also use the strap. So if your hands don't easily reach, you can just hold one end of the strap. And then what we're going to do is, just like we've been discussing, practice as a dance. We're going to turn this pose into a dance. So let's go over to the left first, just with the elbows. Keep the knees soft. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. Keep the knees soft. We're also working some twisting action with this. And then reach up. And then we're going to, knees soft, create some circles. So we're feeling this circular movement. This is like oiling that suit of armor. So we're creating lubrication in the body. And let's go in the other direction. And now get creative with it. You can do figure eights. You can play around with, what if you were drawing infinity symbols or infinity signs? What if you're coming down all the way? You can hook your elbows on one leg and lean over to create a twist. To create a little bit of traction in the upper back. You can hang. You can let your head turn a little bit from side to side. See if you can expand your breath. You can play around with the Ujjayi breath that we were exploring earlier, discussing earlier. And then bend your knees deeply. I'd like you to feel your feet, that connection that we make with the earth. Feel the thighs, draw the abdominal muscles in, and roll it up. And then you can just let your head turn a little bit from side to side. Extend the arms out. Reach out through the fingertips, stretch it out, way, 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 way out. And then other side, left elbow on top of right. And then bend the knees. Press down through your feet. Engage the abdominal muscles. Roll it all in. Come up. Extend the arms out. So just like an eagle, eagles have huge, glorious, beautiful wingspans. So feel that here. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, turn the palms of the hands up and slightly back. Exhale, rotate back and slightly up. Take your time. And we're going to do this one more time in each direction. Then keep your right hand extended. Take your left hand to the right side of your head, and then draw your left ear towards your left shoulder. Then slowly start to lower the right hand down, not all the way. Just recreate a little bit of a diagonal. And then release, drop your chin, and switch. Start out with the left arm level, right hand on the left side of the head. Slowly start to lower the left arm down a little bit. And then release. Drop your chin. And just pause here with the chin dropping. Heel toe the feet are a little closer together, so your feet are about hip width apart. Slide your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Extend the arms back. Toes point forward. Utkatasana. Engage the abdominal muscles. Lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. See if it feels any differently this time than it did before. Better. Better, better, better. How does that feel? Inhale here. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Head down, hands lift. Let your head shake a little bit from side to side. Hands to your low back. Release, heel toe your feet apart. You're going to come down into a squat. If you need support for the squat, you can have a blanket under your heels. You can sit on a bolster or a block. Slowly bend your knees. If squatting is not possible for your knees, sometimes sitting on a block or a bolster or a blanket can be helpful. It doesn't matter if your heels come to the floor or not. Drop the tailbone. Your hands can be used for support on the earth or palms of the hands together. Now, as you're dropping the sacrum, tailbone in the squat, see if you can lift the chest. Now, if squatting does not work for you at all, an alternate pose is just to come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. And that's a perfectly good thing to do because we're working with the pelvis. So you can just come down to sitting with the soles of the feet together. Or you can stay in the squat for a couple of more breaths. Drop the tailbone, lengthen the heart. Find our sense of both connection with the earth and spaciousness. Then walk the hands down, take the knees down, come down to sitting, bring yourself into a straddle. And this is a comfortable straddle. This isn't, I'm trying to be a 16-year-old cheerleader straddle. Right? Remember, we're practicing with the body we have right now. Even if you are a 16-year-old cheerleader now, or you were one at one point, that's great. You can do that straddle. It doesn't matter. It's just straddle. Now feel the weight of your legs dropping into the earth, and the heart lifts. We're going to take the hands, interlace the fingers. We're going to work here with creating this little bit of heat and stimulation, center of the body, lymphatic system. We're going to inhale. We'll go to the right first. Inhale to the right and forward, and to the left and back. And as you come back, use your abdominal muscles. Draw it in. You can roll back a little bit. So even though the arms extend as far as they can in every direction, the movement initiates from this inner central fire of the body. And let's switch directions. This churning can be a good way to stimulate digestion, a good way to wake up in the morning, a good way to just feel more circulation. And we're going to do one more. And then bring your hands behind you. Just bring your hands behind you. Point your fingers towards you. Take a moment and bend the elbows, roll the shoulders back and down. This is going to be a common theme through this practice, is this lift around the heart. So feel as though your shoulder blades, these bones in the back, are like the floor of an elevator. And you're going up a floor, and then up another level. The neck stays soft. Make sure we're not, throwing tension into our neck to make this happen. So you can even turn a little bit. Shoulders back and down, elbows bend. And then stretch out your fingers, press down through your hands. You can stay here, you can lift your hips. Engage the lower abdominal muscles. Head can drop back if that's appropriate for you. Remember, you can keep the hips on the floor. And then slowly lower down. Now we're going to take and we're going to rotate our hands the other way. Rotate the hands the other way. And walk them back a little bit more. So we're stretching here through the fingers, the wrists. You can either keep the hands flat, or you can experiment with pressing down through the fingertips, right? So we're cupping the hands a little bit like they're spiders scurrying across your mat, and lift up a little bit. And what we're doing here is also creating more space around the rib cage, stretching the intercostal muscles. Those are the muscles that wind their way around the rib cage. And then let's walk the hands in. Take the hands out in front of you, interlace your fingers, press, and we're going to press the spine back. Press the spine back, drop the chin. Breathe deeply. Let your abdominal area hollow out a little bit in towards your spine. And then inhale, come up. Take your hands to your knees. Use your hands to help bring one knee in and the other knee in. Take your hands behind you, lift your feet. Now the alternate pose for this, so I'll show you what the alternate pose is before we do it. The alternate pose is to do this lying down. So doing this lying down and going side to side is an option. Otherwise we're sitting up. Inhale here. Exhale, drop both knees to the right. Roll your shoulders to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the left, shoulders to the right. Alternate poses to lie down if you need to. I'd like you to focus your attention and your awareness on the inner center of the body. Abdominal muscles, inner core, feeling the movement here. Not just the musculature, but actually remembering that these vessels of the lymphatic system, large lymph vessel right through the center. So as you drop your knees, even lengthen your waist, lengthen your body. Inhale to center, exhale. And just like how our heart, the area around our heart, the heart itself, contains a lot of receptors for neurotransmitters, as well as the ability to produce these chemical communicators that modulate our mood, that express our emotional experience. The area around the digestive system, around the digestive organs themselves, have a huge density of receptors for neurotransmitters, as well as the ability to produce neurotransmitters, as well as a huge density of nerves, as well as a huge concentration of lymph nodes. So when we spend hours collapsing in this part of the body, we are hampering and hindering a huge part of our internal circulation, a huge part of the expression of our full emotional dance. Let's do last one on the left. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lower down all the way. Knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Extend the arms to the sides of the body. Fingertips reach towards the toes. We're going to set up for some variations of bridge pose, moving with the breath. Now, some people will tell you to touch your fingers towards your heels for bridge, and that works for a small percentage of people. What you want is you want your ankles beneath your knees or your knees above your ankles. For me, if I take my fingers to my heels, I am too close, and it does not work. I mean, it works, but it's not comfortable. And remember, we're going for sthira sukha. So, you may want your feet close, you may want your feet further away. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up once and then come down just to check the position of the feet. So, inhale, lift up. You want to make sure there's no crunching in your low back. You want to feel steadiness. You want to feel as though your feet are below your knees. If you feel like your low back feels tight, experiment with the distance, either feet closer or further away. Roll yourself back down. Now we're going to move with the breath. So you're going to start out with your arms down at your sides. We're going to inhale, come up, exhale, come down, and we're going to incorporate arm movements into this as well. So we're going to start with the right arm. So as you inhale, roll up, bring your right arm overhead and turn your head to the left. Exhale, roll down, upper back, mid back, lower back, hips come down last, arm to center, head to center. Inhale, left arm lifts. As you curl up into bridge, look to the right. Exhale, roll yourself down, head to center. Keep going. So we're working here with abdominal area as well as the upper chest. So we're integrating a lot of the different parts of the body with this movement. And I would like you to bring your attention to the upper chest, the area beneath the arms, the area around the sternum, the area of the rib cage. And so there's this connection. And let's do one more each direction, ending on the left. Then we're going to come back up into bridge. This time, arms beneath you, roll onto the outsides of the shoulders. Interlace your fingers. See how much lift you can create in your chest while feeling the feet deeply grounded to the earth. See if you can feel your breath in the upper chest and the space beneath the collarbones. Shoulders away from the ears, back of the head soft. Keep pressing down with your feet. The more you press down with your feet, the more capacity that you have to lift your body. Just like when we create that stability, when we create that relationship with the earth, where it is supposed to be in the feet, then the rest of our body Into your hands. Spread your toes. Inhale here, exhale, curl up. Curl your upper body up. You can stay here. You can extend the right leg up in the air, curl up a little bit more. So it's still right leg, still same side. I didn't have you switch. Inhale here, exhale, release. Left leg comes all the way down, right knee back in towards the chest. And then take the right leg into half happy baby pose. Please use your strap if you need to. So if you manage to fling your strap somewhere else, you can. So half happy baby pose, right knee off to the right. You can use the strap or not. Left leg extends. See if you can drop your right knee a little bit more. So we're focusing right here on the right hip. Right hip, right inner groin. And you're either going to stay here or lift the left leg just an inch or two off the floor. Spread your toes. Reach through the ball of the foot. Feel all the muscles of the left leg hug around the bones. And then either left hand extends down the side of the body or left hand behind the head. Inhale here. Exhale, curl your upper body up. Engage your abdominal muscles. Feel the connection between abdominal muscles and left leg. Left leg lifts. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale here. Exhale, roll it down. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, curl it up. Draw the abdominal muscles in, shoulders away from the ears. Feel the collarbones move away from each other. Inhale here, exhale, roll down. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Relax your jaw. Inhale here. Exhale, roll down. We're going to do this one more time. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll down. Left leg comes down. Right knee rolls into the chest and then all the way over to the left for a twist. Take your right arm out to the right. Rotate your hand so the palm faces down. Palm faces down. So that way you're creating more space in the front of the right shoulder around the collarbones. Feel the shoulder blade drop. Inhale here, exhale. Come back to center, draw the knee in towards the chest. Extend both legs out on the floor in front of you. Extend both arms overhead. Reach the fingertips to the back wall. Left knee in towards the chest. Start to roll the left ankle in circles. Another difference between doing a practice that creates a little bit more stimulation and a practice that's just about calming the body is, you know, how slow we move or how many breaks we take. Go in the other direction. So even though this is still going to be a slow moving class by many people's standards, it's going to be faster than some of the other practices we did up until this point. Shake your foot out. I still encourage you to do what you need to do to take care of your own body. Roll the left knee in circles. Feel the hip joint move. And what's important is that I am in my body, and you are all in your body, and I am not in your body. So, or at least we hope not, right? We hope that you are the only person at this moment in your body. So you are the only one that can answer certain questions about what's going on. And let's go in the other direction. And one more circle. And left knee in towards the chest. You can keep the right leg on the floor, lift the right leg up just an inch or two. Feel the connection between the legs. You can keep your hands on your left leg or take your hands behind your head. Inhale here, exhale, curl your upper body up. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Low back presses down, abdominal muscles engage. A few deep breaths. You can stay here, you can extend the left leg up, same leg. Extend the right leg, engage the abdominal muscles. Hands can be on the leg, hands can be forward, or hands can be behind your head. Inhale here, exhale, lower down. Right leg comes down, left leg in half happy baby pose. Please use a strap if you need to. So So here with the foot in the air, with the work in the back of the leg, we're working with lymphatic circulation, removing stagnation. And then you can either stay here or right leg lifts an inch or two, spread the toes. Reach through the leg, like the leg is like a lightning bolt, and you're about to fire up the front of the room, and with that, fire up the whole inner body. Right hand behind your head or extends down the side of your body. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll it down. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale here. Exhale, curl up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll it down. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, curl it up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll it down. Last one. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, curl it up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll it down. Right leg comes down. Left knee into the chest. Roll the left knee all the way over to the right. For the twist, left arm extends. Palm of the hand faces down. Space around the collarbones. Our lungs actually extend up to the space beneath the collarbones, which is why I keep cueing that. And there's a connection between heart and lungs and upper chest and the kapha dosha. You know, we have fluidity in our lungs, we have lubrication in our lungs, and when it gets congested, when it gets heavy, it doesn't help us. We think that it's protecting us, but just enough protects us. Too much weighs us down. So it's how do we play with the middle path? How do we play with just right? How do we play with the dynamic dance of what it means to be alive? Inhale here, exhale, roll back in, draw the knee in towards the chest, hug it in. Exhale deeply, squeeze the knee in towards the chest, and then on your next inhalation, extend the arms to the back wall, extend the toes forward. And bend one knee, bend the other knee, set up for bridge pose. Curl yourself up, interlace your fingers beneath you. Go right into the curling up, right into the lift of the heart. Notice the sense of space through the abdominal area. Notice the connection between the abdominal area and the legs. Remember to take care of your own body. Feel the soles of the feet a little bit more. Feel your inner thighs. That's it. Perfect. Beautiful. So what I'd like you to do, hon, is keep your heels where they are. Bring your feet. Yes. And then really feel the inner thighs. Good. How does that feel? So you're creating that support. Remember, it's about the support from the earth. Support from the earth. Deep breath. Inhale here. Up. Darshana, feet in. Yeah. Really feel. That's it. Good. Exhale, release. Release your arms. Roll down. Tailbone towards the heels. Curl your spine down. Use your abdominal muscles. Gorgeous. And then cross your right thigh over your left. Flex your feet. Draw your knees in towards you. Reach your hands to your legs. Knees away from each, or knees in towards you. Feet away from each other. Just a little bit of a hip stretch. I just like this one a lot. Cow's head pose, upside down. So, Supta Gomukhasana. And then draw the feet in. Stay with your legs crossed. Drop both knees over to the left. Extend the arms out, look in any direction. So just like working with the twist, slightly different part of the back, slightly different part of the spine, slightly different part of the abdominal area. Inhale deeply, exhale, draw the abdominal muscles in, roll back to center, left leg crosses over, flex the feet, reach up, knees in, feet away from each other. Feel the spine descend, melting, merging, softening with the earth beneath you. We are always supported, always, always, always. Find that internal support as you soften, drop, melt, merge with not just the mat, not just the floor, but the actual earth beneath you, the earth that has a boundless capacity for unconditional love. Draw the knees in. Feet, let go of your feet. Bring your feet a little closer in towards your legs, and then drop both knees to the other side. This time it's the right. Feel the hinge of your jaw relax. Inhale here. Exhale, roll back to center. Draw the knees in towards the chest. We're going to do a few frog circles. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the knees away from each other, away from you, together and in. Away from each other, away from you, together and in. This creates an action of massaging the abdominal area. So if we're thinking about lymphatic circulation, if we're thinking about removing stagnation, and let's go in the other direction. We're thinking about dropping into our inner core, inner luminosity. Frog circles, because we kind of resemble a frog swimming upside down through the air. Sort of, you know. It's a funny image anyway. It's good to have funny images because doing yoga is somewhat ridiculous. And let's go one more circle. And I think it's good to keep that in mind. Let's rock from side to side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rock 3 times to come up to sitting. You can either make these next 3 times side to side, or if you want to, you can rock back to front. Rock in a way that supports your body. Come up, come onto your hands and knees. Use a blanket underneath your knees if you need some additional padding. Beautiful. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the spine. And instead of just doing cat-cow stretches, we're going to go in circles. So over to the right and up. And then sweep the chest to the left and down. Chest to the right and up. Keep the neck soft. And left and down. You can move slow, you can move fast. And as you move, look out for the glitchy spots. And see if you can use the fluidity of the movement, the healthy relationship with water, as well as the expansive nature of your breath to unglitchify yourself. It's a very technical yoga term, unglitchify. There's a long Sanskrit history. Let's go in the other direction. I should sometimes watch my irreverence, but I think there's a value to playfulness. We're going to go one more circle. And then come back to center. Take your forearms down so your elbows are beneath your shoulders. Curl your toes under. Arc your spine up. Let your head hang. So you're pressing up. This is rabbit pose. So forearms down. Spine lifts. Head hangs. Your head's off the floor. And I'd like you to feel that space around your shoulder blades, back of your rib cage, this armor. And see if you can expand it, stretch it, lift it, allow it to open. Turn your head a little bit from side to side. And then press down through your forearms. Draw your chest, your heart forward, shoulders back. Spine reaches in towards the body. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to extend one leg back and the other leg back. Come all the way down into Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose, the elbows are beneath the shoulders. Forearms press down, legs are long. Shoulders move away from the body. Collarbones move away from each other. Now the great temptation or trap here is to kind of hinge on the low back. So I'd like you to feel the very base of your abdominal muscles, transverse abdominis, very base of the pubic bone. Draw those in and then lengthen. Front of the body lengthen, shoulders away from your ears. Relax your face, your jaw, your eyes. And then just turn your head to the right. You can let your whole shoulder kind of turn. Inhale to center. Exhale, turn your head to the left. Inhale to center. Press down for your forearms. Curl the toes of one foot under. Curl the toes of the other foot under. You can either stay here or start to feel your legs hug in towards the bones. Start to press down through your forearms. Start to draw your abdominal muscles more strongly in. Plank on your forearms. Engage the abdominal muscles. Relax your neck. Keep your body in a long straight line. So some of you are somewhere between plank on your forearms and dolphin. So if your butt is up in the air, yes, I'm looking at you. Legs back, nope. This is dangerous when I have to correct somebody in this pose because we're here for a while. So you're like this and you're creating more strain than you need to. Come forward, legs back, get long. That's it. And I know it's a lot of work. I want you to feel here. That's it. Lengthen here, pubic bone. And now lift your hips up. Walk your feet towards you, less with your neck. Not with your, don't do the pose with your neck. There, that's it. Walk your feet in towards you. Walk your feet away from each other a little bit. Engage your lower abdominal muscles. Remember, your abdominal muscles attached to the rib cage. Now press down through your forearms and roll your armpits towards each other a little bit. So I'd like you to feel your chest. That's it. So we have a tendency sometimes to collapse chest in. So you want to press down to the forearms, roll the armpits towards each other so you feel the chest. Inhale here, exhale, knees down, widen your knees, interlace your fingers, slide your hips back towards your heels, roll onto the backs of the shoulders, lift your hands. Feel the hollow space inside the shoulders. Yeah, so take your elbows down, lift your hands, and feel in here. How does that feel? Okay, and then inhale, come up. Unwind your hands. Take your hands forward. We're going to set up for downward facing dog. Spread out through your fingers. Press down with your hands. Now before you come into downward facing dog, I'd like you to lift the space between the shoulder blades. Rotate the upper arms so they look at each other. The armpits look at each other. So we're feeling the muscles of the chest. Now in having a healthy relationship with the kapha dosha, we actually want to use these muscles, right? We want to use them. How often do we use them? Not as often as is available to us. Curl the toes under, press up and back. All too often we just use the traps, trapezius. Drop your chin. We want to feel the support of the earth. We want to use the earth actively for support, not to just collapse upon. Walk your feet a little closer into your hands a little closer into your feet. We're going to bring a twist. Press down through your right hand, lift your left hand up. Rotate it underneath the body. Bring the left underneath the body, underneath. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. Press down through your right hand, rotate, look underneath your right shoulder. And then left hand forward. Switch, right hand underneath the body, outside of the left leg, rotate. Hands forward, walk your feet towards your hands. Let yourself hang. We're going to do some work with standing and some twists and some chair pose. So if you're okay, make sure you're okay with whether or not you're wearing socks or how you feel. using our feet. And then bend the knees, engage your abdominal muscles, roll yourself up. Remember that you can always pause or take breaks as you need to. Step up to the front of your mat. Bring your feet together. Feet together, toes touch, heels touch. If this at any point does not feel good for your low back, you can bring your feet apart. One of the things I'm going to emphasize is that the knees point forward. Bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart, draw the shoulders away from your ears. Bend your knees, come down into Utkatasana, engage the abdominal muscles, lengthen the spine. We're going to take the left elbow over to the right leg. Now in this twist, get long through your spine. Think giraffe. How much can you imitate a giraffe? How long can you get with your spine? Relax your neck. Now let the twist come from your heart. Not your will, not your neck, not your jaw, not your ears, your heart. Sit down in the chair a little bit more. Engage the abdominal muscles. Inhale to center. Exhale, other side. Let the twist come from your heart. Abdominal muscles create support. Bend the knees. Knees are level with each other. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge and fold. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot back to a lunge. Draw the inner thighs towards each other. Inhale, reach up. Inhale, reach up, crescent pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Engage the lower abdominal muscles. Lift, and then slowly start to bend the back knee. Bring it down. Engage the abdominal muscles. So this isn't about how far you can hinge forward this way. It's about how much you can lift the abdominal muscles. So even take your hands to the rib cage. Lift the abdominal muscles, engage. Shoulders away from the ears. The back bend comes from here. Inner thighs draw in, and then bend the front knee a little bit more, and then lift up. Feel the support of the legs. Inhale here. Exhale, hands come down. Curl the toes of the back foot under, lift the back knee. Bring the back heel down so the heel is further away from you than your toes. We're setting up for warrior one. So front heel lines up with the heel of the back foot is nice. Keep pressing down through the back leg. Back leg creates a leverage. The support from the earth, that's what lifts you up as you inhale. Front knee over the ankle. Heart lifts. And let's extend the arms out to the sides. So we're in like Swaro cactus pose. Shoulders away from the ears, bend your elbows. Engage the abdominal muscles, create lift. And then rotate your hands. Palms of the hands come back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold to the inside of the front knee, hang your head. Use this pose to wring out the space around your chest. Inhale here, exhale, hands to your low back. Fingertips come down to the floor, swivel onto the toes of your back foot. Plant your hands, spread your fingers, take the front foot back to plank. Body's in a long straight line. Shoulders over the wrists, engage the abdominal muscles. Bring your knees down if you need to. And then everyone take your knees down. We're gonna hug the elbows in towards the body, engage the abdominal muscles, lower down. Stretch the legs back, hands behind the back, interlace your fingers, heart lifts. Neck is long, lift your legs. Inhale here, exhale, release. Hands beneath the shoulders, curl your toes under. Press up either onto your hands and knees or to plank on our way to downward facing dog. Feel the chest lift, feel the head drop. Let your head turn a little bit from side to side. Bask in the inner warmth of the body. Bend both knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale, make a very wide, proud, expansive wingspan as you come up. Press down through the feet, lift the heart. Exhale, palms of the hands together. Take the feet together. Inhale here. Exhale, sit in the imaginary chair. Inhale here. Exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale, twist comes from the heart. Exhale to center. Inhale, other side. Exhale, release. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, left foot stays forward, right foot steps back. Find the stability in the pose, front knee over the ankle. You're going to lift up, crescent. Inhale. Fingertips reach up, shoulders down, lengthen the back leg, then slowly start to bend your back knee. Bend the back knee, take it all the way down. Engage the abdominal muscles all the way up from that front thigh. Take your hands to your rib cage. As you engage the abdominal muscles, lift your rib cage out of your hips, shoulders away from your ears, heart expansive. You can walk your front foot forward a little bit more. You can go forward as long as you're not dumping into the hip joint. Lift. Inhale here, exhale, release. Take your hands down, lift the back knee, take the back foot down, heel further away from you than your toes. Create the leverage of the back leg. Inhale, warrior one. Inner thighs roll towards each other. Back leg is strong, shoulders away from the ears. Take swallow cactus arms. You know, it's like in those Charlie Brown cartoons, or whatever cartoons, right? The cactus, like very, engage the lower abdominal muscles. And then rotate your hands, slide your hands behind you. This time, start the interlace with your other finger. Do it the way that feels awkward, because I promise you did it the way that felt easy last time, right? It's like autopilot. So this is the unautopiloting. Inhale here, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward. How are you doing, Quinn? Let your head drop. Feel your feet. Modify as you need to. Breathe deeply. Make sure you are hugging all the muscles into your body from their bones, or into the bones. So muscles hug to bones. Inhale here, exhale, hands to your low back. Release your hands, swivel onto the toes of your back foot. Swivel, toes of the back foot. I said that right. All of a sudden I wasn't sure if I made a verbal typo. And then press back to plank, front foot back. Inhale here, exhale, knees down. Engage your abdominal muscles, lower all the way down. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on your hands or turn your head to one side. Lift your feet and go side to side. So I'm looking at you to make sure that we're all on the same page. But once you know what's going on, bring your head down. So we're just doing this as an action to massage out the low back. Now where we're going to go next from here, I'm going to give you a couple of options. So one option is going to be, we're going to do bow, Dhanurasana. One option is to do this with a strap. So I'll show you, and we can all try this with a strap if you want to. So you're going to take your strap, if you need to bend your knees and roll over onto one side to get your strap. You're going to make, let's see if I just did something. You're going to make a really big loop with your strap. And then in the art of strap using, most straps have a buckle. Many buckles are made out of metal. You want to arrange the strap on your body so that the metal buckle does not cut into your body. Right? This is strap yoga, not, hurting yourself yoga. So if we're going to do bow with a strap, what you're going to do, this takes a little bit of finagling. You're going to take the strap around your ankles. You're going to make sure that said buckle is not cutting into your ankles. You're going to make the strap really big. I could be making this one a little bigger than I did. And so strap here, around the ankles, feeling secure. Feet are steady. Your feet can be together or they can be apart. My low back has a tendency to be fussy sometimes, so feet apart is a little easier for me. And because my goal is Sthira Sukha Asana and to be practicing yoga my whole life, sometimes the easy way out is okay, as long as it's safe. So you're going to draw the abdominal muscles in. You're going to reach your hands up. You're going to engage your abdominal muscles, and then you're going to lift. You're going to kick the legs away from you. You can kind of play around with this. So I can make the strap smaller if I wanted to. I can make it bigger. I could lift up. I could lift the legs up. I want to make sure the knees and the low back are safe. So sometimes feet together can be a little bit better. Sometimes strap closer can be a little bit better. But I really want to focus on creating this lift in the chest without tensing up the neck. And this is a nice way to stimulate movement in this part of the body. So if you want to play around with the strap is really fun. You can also do Dhanurasana, bow pose, by reaching the hands back for the ankles, spread the toes, engage the abdominal muscles, lift from the hamstrings, and lift up. So we have the support from the earth that allows us to lift and soar. Any questions? We're going to do this 3 times, this pose. So if you've already done it 3 times, you can take a break. But let's take a deep breath. Inhale here. And exhale, come up. Breathe deeply, relax your face. Engage your abdominal muscles. One of the most important things we can do in a back bend is to engage the abdominal muscles. Inhale here, exhale, release. Make a pillow with your hands. Let your head rest. Let your feet sway from side to side like windshield wipers. Come back to center. Set up the body appropriately, with or without the strap. Engage the abdominal muscles before you do anything else. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, lift. Relax your jaw. Feel yourself lift from the space around your heart, around your collarbones. If your back feels tight, lift less. If you feel like this pose is too much, come back to Sphinx, which was the forearms down. Inhale here, exhale, release. Make a pillow with your hands, forehead on your hands, or turn your head to the other side. It's extremely important in back bends not to feel like you have to come up to your maximal height. This is not about maximal height, it's about lifting the heart. Come back to center. One more time. I'd like you to focus on your abdominal muscles. Focus on your abdominal muscles. You don't have to reach for your feet. You can keep the legs straight. You can bend the knees. If you feel like you're creating any strain in your body, do less. You can do Sphinx. You can keep your thighs on the ground. You can just lift your legs. See if you can feel your breath in the space around your heart. Deep inhalation here. Exhale, release. If it feels good to you, you can bend your knees and let your feet sway from side to side. And then one of the most important things that we can do to unwind the spine or to bring balance into the body after back bends is to work with the abdominal muscles. So I'd like to invite everybody to come onto your hands and knees. You can have a blanket underneath your knees if you need a little bit of extra support. We're going to do a few cat stretches, and the focus of these is going to be the action and activity of the abdominal muscles. So take the tops of the feet down, inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, curl the toes under, engage your abdominal muscles, abdominal muscles, abdominal muscles, abdominal muscles. These movements can be small, and really focus the action on the abdominal muscles because that will help support the back. As you exhale, draw the abdominal muscles in. You can do this 2 more times. And then we're going to come back to neutral, back to center. Take your knees wide and slide into child's pose. Feel the sensation of the spine softening into the body. Feel the sensation of the spine softening into the body. Knees can be wide or together, hips can be up or down. Sensation of the spine softening into the body. One of the qualities of child's pose is it's a pose where we are literally bowing to ourself. It's that folding forward, honoring. So this is a pose of paying homage to ourself in this life. Soften your shoulders. There you go. And then walk your hands in towards you. Walk your hands in towards you. Come down to lying on your back. And what I want you to do as you're transitioning to lying on your back is have either your bolster or your blanket somewhere where you can easily reach them. So as we transition, bolster or blanket somewhere you can easily reach them. Draw your knees into your chest. And then this time, take the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana upside down. Take your hands to your feet. Please use a strap if you need to. And then the feet come up, and then on a trajectory as if they're pointing towards your forehead. And then let's take both legs out to happy baby pose. Knees wide, soles of the feet face up towards the sky. And take a moment and rock from side to side. Come back to center, draw the knees in towards your chest, drop both knees over to the right. Look in any direction that creates more sthira and sukha. Deep breath, inhale here. Exhale, knees into the chest. Take a moment, hug the knees into the chest. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, both knees to the left. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, roll back to center. Draw the knees in. Now the reason why I had you bring your bolster so it's close is I'm going to give you a couple of choices for Shavasana. One choice to create a little bit more ease in the low back is to take the bolster or to take the blankets and place them beneath your knees so that when you extend your legs, the bolster is beneath your knees. This is a nice way to release the low back. This is a nice way to release the low back. So this is option one. Option two, if you want to work a little bit more with the heart-opening back bending we've been doing, you're going to roll onto your side, take the bolster, place it beneath your body, sit in front of the bolster, extend the legs, and come down into a supported back bend. Now, if you feel like your back has bent enough today and this feels a little twingy, do Shavasana either flat or with your knees over the bolster. Especially with your knees over the bolster if you feel a little twingy and you're trying to let go. If you feel like you want a little bit more of this heart opening action and it feels okay for your back, then you'll do this. I'm going to have you do the one with the bolster beneath your knees. Yeah. So go ahead and lie down. We're going to do bolster beneath the knees. Yeah, good. How does that feel? Good. And then in whatever pose you're in, let your body drop down, soften, and sink. And feel as though you are being embraced, that you're being held in the very hands of Mother Earth herself. There's a sense of being held. There's a sense of being deeply and completely and totally supported. And this support is with us all the time. Support is with us all the time. And just continue to feel the music, the lyricism of your breath as we enter this space. Softness, the space of deep inner silence. Triambakam yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityor mukshiyamamritat Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushtivardhanam Urva rukamiva bandhanan Mrityor mukshiyamamritat Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushtivardhanam Urva rukamiva bandhanan Mrityor mukshiyamamritat Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushtivardhanam Urva rukamiva bandhanan Mrityor mukshiyamamritat Om Shanti 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 Stretch your fingers and your toes and allow yourself to wake up. Bend your knees, draw your knees in, roll onto your left side. Left side. Left side, because rolling onto the left side, we're breathing through the right nostril, it's more heating. So since we're working with that inner luminosity, roll onto the left. It's also a good thing to do before eating or after eating to stimulate digestion and the digestive fire, the Agni of the flame from which we eat and digest. Take the palms of your hands to the earth. Use your hands to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, asana. Sthira Sukha Asanam. Bring the palms of your hands together in front of your heart. Let's use our voice and feel the rhythm of the voice reverberating through the chest with the sound Om together once. May there be peace in the world and peace in all of our hearts. May the positive effect of this practice have a ripple effect out into the world around us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. The chant from Shavasana, the past three segments, the past three classes, has been the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra. And that's a Maha means great. Mrityunjaya means victory over death. So that's what it means, the great victory over death. It is one of the most powerful mantras or chants in the tradition in Sanskrit for healing, for healing both of ourselves and of the planet. And what it asks for is for us to be released from fear. Not necessarily, may I get everything I want, may my body be perfect, but may I be released from fear. Because in the yoga tradition, it's fear. Fear, the fear that is the root of a lot of our suffering. So may I be released from fear. And it's to Shiva. Shiva is the destroyer. So Om Triambakam, Triambakam, Shiva, the three-eyed one. Shiva who destroys everything that needs to be destroyed. There comes a time when destruction is important, and this destruction of our fear. May I be released from my fear, just like a ripe cucumber drops from a vine. So may it not be like tugged from me and pulled from me, but may I be released. So just as, a gourd, a cucumber, a zucchini, courgette is, when it's ripe, it drops. May I be released from fear. Just as, a cucumber drops from the vine. And through that release, we are healed. Okay. Thank you.